Hello and welcome everyone to the Parents and Carers Information Session. We do have a jam-packed session for you all today, so if you do have any questions throughout this session, please pop them into the chat box and my team are here to answer any of those questions you may have about applying at RMIT or anything to do with RMIT in general. I want to thank you all for joining us today. I know that we have a lot to offer throughout today's sessions on our open day, so hopefully you get a taste of everything and see what RMIT can offer your children if they decide to choose us when they go into tertiary education. But I better introduce myself. My name is Teresa and I am a student recruitment officer here at RMIT. So I go out and assist students and provide information about the courses at RMIT to school students around Victoria and Australia. So it's a really great opportunity that now I get to speak to parents and carers as well now. I am a past student of RMIT, so I graduated in 2017 in my associate degree of business, and then in 2018 I graduated in my Bachelor of Business, majoring in human resource management. So I'll talk a bit about my student journey throughout this session as well, and why I chose RMIT and why it's such a great university for myself, but also I'll let you also decide if RMIT is a great location for your children. So before I get started, I would like to say Wominjeka and welcome. I would like to acknowledge the Worong and Boorong language groups of the Eastern Kulin Nation, on whose unceded land that I present to you today and where I conduct the business of the university. I would like to acknowledge their elders, past, present and emerging. I'd also like to acknowledge any Indigenous people that join us within this presentation today. So why RMIT University? We are a dual sector university, so we do offer higher education and vocational education, which some people know as TAFE, and we are globally recognised and connected. So we have 3 campuses here in Melbourne, 2 flight sites in Victoria and 2 campuses in Vietnam, and a research study centre in Barcelona, Spain. So RMIT is pretty much around the world, which is pretty cool to know. We are also industry connected, so we've had teachers who are currently or who have been in the industry to teach students the relevant skills they need for their future career. So I would just like to provide some really cool stats on RMIT. So we are Australia's largest tertiary institution. We do rank top 1% of universities globally, and we are number 4 in Australia for partnerships with employers. So that's really cool to know, to ensure that students have that industry experience and are prepared when they are going out into their career and have those skill sets that are needed when they are going on to further work and employment. We also conducted over 11,000 work integrated learning placements as well throughout 2019. So it's a really great opportunity for students to also go and undertake work integrated learning throughout their studies. But one of the major things that I absolutely love about RMIT, I studied here, but I also I work here. So I guess that passion does drive from the built culture of inclusion and diversity for both students and staff at RMIT. So we have students from all walks of life, and we definitely have an incredible culture, engagement, experience for students to be included in every part of the RMIT community. And we are number 18 in the world of universities under 50 years old. So yes, RMIT has been around since 1887, but we have only become a university in the last 50 years. So when we were dubbed by the Queen for our incredible work into the war and how we assisted people that returned from the war in the Working Men's College. So we have become a university, the Royal Melbourne University at that. And we also have, we are number 8 in graduate employment rate in Australia. So that's really good to know as well. I will definitely talk about my experience. I did study full time, but also had 2 part-time jobs. So I can definitely venture on that part there. And also we are the number 1 university in Victoria for student engagement. So we want to ensure that your that your child has the absolutely incredible time during their student and academic journey here at RMIT. But also we are committed to a sustainable future, and we ensure that we do any green grown awards as well throughout our buildings and our business throughout Australia as well. So our Melbourne campuses and sites. So I'll go in a bit more detail on this slide as well about our campuses. So our Melbourne City campus is the largest campus here in Melbourne. So it homes about 49,000 students each year, and we do host the majority of our courses. So everything from engineering, law, science, business, communication and design. I usually host at our city campus. So really great facilities. We do own 7% of the CBD, so all of the students will find their classes from down in Carlton all the way up to Bourke Street Mall. So students will have that urban experience throughout their education at our city campus, and that is the campus where I studied, and I absolutely loved it. I relocated to Melbourne actually, and once I stepped on the Melbourne City campus, I knew it was for me. RMIT was for me. The feel, the culture, but also the environment of the city campus, which is very new and innovative, but also a really great place where I found a really great understanding of business courses as well at RMIT. And then we have our Brunswick campus, so our smallest campus here in Melbourne, with about 2,000 students studying here each year. So those who are interested in fashion, textiles, and also graphic design, industrial design, this is where they will be learning. So students who want to express their creativity through their education, this is the campus for them. So we've got great facilities there, such as our knitting machines, our weaving machines, sewing machines, but also our printing machines. So our digital printing machines, but also our screen printing, so which is pretty cool. And then our Bundoora campus, so 18 kilometres north of the CBD in the northern suburbs of Melbourne. So really great campus. It is surrounded by beautiful gum trees and also greenery and wildlife. So students who are interested in our health courses, our exercise, sports science and education courses, this is where they will be learning. And those who are doing engineering courses, you may need to be out at our Bundoora campus in the 3rd or 4th year to use our incredible facilities out there, such as our wind tunnel, but also our manufacturing machines and so forth. So the Bundoora campus is a really, really lovely campus. We do have incredible facilities such as our sporting centres, such as our squash centre, our gyms, but also our netball and basketball centres. And we also have incredible nursing wards, which has recently been upgraded for students who are interested in nursing to get that real life experience and to see that RMIT is up to standard with the current industry of nursing. And then, of course, our flight centres, so Bendigo and Point Cook. So Bendigo, obviously, in northern Victoria, lovely place. So if you are interested in aviation, we do have aviation at our Bendigo campus, so you can definitely check out that on our website, but then also our Point Cook campus as well. So also our aviation is hosted at our Point Cook campus if you're looking for some location in Melbourne. So our Point Cook campus is the oldest RAF campus, point flight site in Victoria. So it's really great to know that RMIT has a place in such a special spot. So the areas of study your child can go into such things as architecture, health and science, information technology, engineering and communication. Now RMIT does have a number of courses all the way from VE, vocational education, all the way up to postgraduate studies. So within these areas it does break down into those different areas, which I'll go into very shortly. But if you don't see an interest area there on the page, I'm sure it will be in a majoring area within the interest area. So for example, business, we have our marketing, our finance, economics, our accountancy and human resource management. But then in our engineering, we have our civil, infrastructure, automotive, electrical, and so forth. So you can check them out on our website, but also check them out on our Open Day platform, where all the information is hosted there today for you all, with incredible videos to showcase student projects, but also some presentations from lecturers from those interest areas as well. So we want you to do what's right for your child. So higher education is the bachelor and undergraduate degrees, double degrees and associate degrees. So usually taught in lectures, tutorial labs or studios and in large classes. So it does have specialised theory, and that independent learning theory does apply for higher education. So time management is the biggest key in higher education. So we want to ensure that students hand their assignments in on time, but also attend classes and have a really great time throughout their studies as well. So these usually take 2 to 5 years to complete. And then we have our vocational education. So Cert 1, 2, 3 and 4, our diplomas and advanced diplomas. So similar structure to high school, they're in smaller classes throughout the week, and they're in usually little seminars or labs, workshops, studios, and smaller classes, as I did mention just before. So these do require a lot of hands-on training, but also that theory work to get them up to speed. And then these usually take about 2 years to complete. And then we also have trades, so apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships. So Cert 2 and 3 in things such as electrical, refrigeration and carpentry, just to name a few. So the students are usually paid workers. They are always on the job or always on campus training. So usually in small classes and hands-on learning theory, plus a little bit of theory as well. So these usually take 3 months to 4 years to complete, depending on which qualification they go into. So online enabled learning. So currently the situation we are faced with the COVID-19, our students are currently all remotely studying. So it's a really great opportunity for us at RMIT to showcase what our students are how they're currently learning. So there is a number of online tools for students to collaborate with their lecturers, but also with their classmates. So they do have recorded lectures that can be accessed at any time, so on demand. They may need to do other things such as work or so forth, and they can access those videos at any time. And even that's a really great choice as well to help you also reverse and pause when you are thinking or learning those new theories. We also have Collaborator Ultra as well on Canvas, so it's a really great opportunity and tool where students can collaborate and do their group work with each other, but also join back with the whole classroom and show their work to each other. But we also have Microsoft Teams, which we are currently all on at the moment. So this is for discussions and video conferences. So it's a really great opportunity for students to get on here and even have that one-on-one meeting with their lecturers and teachers if they need that little bit of understanding about their assessments, but also if they need a little bit of extra assistance to understand a certain theory or formula with mathematics. So it's a really great chance for us to still stay connected online, but also have these online tools available. But those who as well away from the campus, we do have access to software by my desktop. So I definitely accessed a lot of the software that was available to students when working off campus. So they have a number of different things such as the Microsoft applications, but also the Adobe suite, which definitely comes very handy throughout design, but also they had a number of different IT softwares and engineering softwares such as CAD, which students will definitely need to use, and it's definitely free for all the students that need that access to that software. And students do have the opportunity to provide feedback on every semester about their online experience, so to ensure that RMIT keeps up to the standard and also develops as time goes on to ensure that students get the best out of their education here at RMIT. So we're going to talk a little bit about pathway. So if you do have any questions during these sections, I'm sure you will. Definitely pop them in the box. I'll be happy to answer any of the questions that come through. So let's talk about pathway. So in Year 12, obviously students aim for that ATAR score, but also want to meet those prerequisites required for a certain course. So in this example, we're using the Bachelor of Engineering, majoring in Civil and Infrastructure Honours. Now, a student obviously meets the ATAR required and meet the prerequisite. They will be eligible to go straight into the first year of that degree, complete the 4 years of study, and then move into their desired career. So sometimes that doesn't always play out. They might miss the mark. They may not meet the prerequisites for a certain course they want to go into, or maybe they're just not ready for higher education. So this is a really great pathway opportunity for students who would be ready to go through a different pathway option. So we do have our associate degrees and advanced diplomas in many of our different interest areas. So in this example, we have our associate degree in engineering technology, which takes 2 years to complete. So once the 2 years have been completed, they'll be eligible to move across to the third year of the bachelor, complete the extra 2 years of study, and then move into their desired career. And then if they decide to do the advanced diploma of engineering technology pathway, that will take 2 years to complete, and then they'll be able to move into their second year of the bachelor and then complete the extra years of study upon that, and then move into their desired career as well. And then what became very, very new is Pathways Guaranteed. Now, RMIT is the only university in Australia to be able to offer this exclusive opportunity for students to apply for both a vocational education course and a bachelor course at the same time. So they are all live on our VTAC, so you can definitely check them out. So in Year 12, if students are not ready for higher education, or they missed the mark with their ATAR score, but don't meet the prerequisites required for a bachelor course, they will be eligible to go straight into the associate degree of engineering technology, and then go once they finish the 2 years of that course, they'll be able to go straight into the Bachelor of Engineering. So with this, it is a package, so they will go in straight into those courses, so they're enrolling into both of those. So it's a really great peace of mind to ensure that you do have that guaranteed pathway into a bachelor course once you finish your vocational education, and then the students will have the opportunity to go into their career that way as well. So there is a lot of them available, so definitely check them out. We do have a brochure available which will pop in the chat box that you can all download and check out the duration that it takes for those certain courses, and what the prerequisites are as well, so you can check them out. But students also have the opportunity to go into the associate degree or advanced diploma and then move into their desired career as well. So international students, they do have an opportunity. Their pathways are a little bit different to our domestic students. So they will be able to go into, from secondary education, they will be able to go into the certificates, diplomas, and also the advanced diplomas, or they can go either straight into their higher education or associate degree or bachelor degrees. Or we do have at RMIT, our RMIT English Worldwide as well, to improve their English skills, but also prepare them for tertiary education. We also have our RMIT Foundation Studies. So that's available in a number of different areas such as design, business and engineering. So you can definitely check out those different foundation studies for international students. Once they finish those foundation studies, they will be able to go into their diplomas, associate degrees and so on. We do have a number of tools available as well for parents and students to have a look at what type of pathways are available for them. So our RMIT Pathways tool is a really great tool for you to check out and see what different pathways or options are available for certain areas. So I know for the Bachelor of Human Resource Management, there's about 19 different pathway options. So you are overwhelmed with a lot of different pathways, but it's great to know and give you that peace of mind and understanding of the duration, the prerequisites required for the certain courses that your child would like to get into. But we also have our, it's loading. We also have our ATAR course finder as well. So once your child receives their ATAR course, ATAR score, they will be able to pop that score into our ATAR course finder, and it will show all the courses that are available for students with that ATAR score. So obviously in high school, their timetable does look a little bit like this. So from 9 o'clock to 3 p.m, their school time is pretty much blocked out from Monday to Friday. But when it comes to higher education, it will start to look a little bit different. So lectures will be spread out throughout the week, and they can start from a number of different times, as you can see, from 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock. And usually they are about an hour to 2 hours, or lectorial. So lectorial is both lecture and tutorial in the one. So they will do their lectures, study their theories first, and then go into group work afterwards. So it gives you a really great understanding on what it will look like when they come to higher education. But also there'll be some time in there for their tutorials as well. As you can see there, they usually take about an hour throughout the week. And then they'll have to pop some time in there for study. As you can see, their week has started to fill up, and it looks a lot different from that 9 to 3. But also they'll have to pop some time in there for work, sport, and time for themselves on the weekend. So I guess coming a young adult out of high school, life will start to look a lot more different. And to ensure, I guess, to just give you an overview of what higher education will look like when they exit high school. So experiencing work at RMIT. So this is a really great point to understand that your child will be able to get that experience through their education at RMIT. So there's a number of ways students can do this. So practical placement. So those who are doing applied or professional courses at RMIT, they'll have 1 full year of work integrated learning. So this is where they'll work with a major company for a full year and get paid for it. So they can work with major companies that RMIT have partnerships such as Holden or Deloitte, the Australian government as well, the police force and so forth. We also have clinical practices, so those who are in health courses such as your nursing, chiro, osteo, they will have their clinical practices. So this is where they'll go and do their placements in hospitals or clinics in the metro area or regional areas of Victoria, but they also have the opportunity to go around Australia if they really want to as well. We also have industry projects. So those who are interested in those creative subjects, this is how they will get that experiencing work opportunity within their classroom, is that our partnering businesses will come into the classroom, pitch a brief that they may need assistance with, and then they will break out into groups or individuals and come up with a solution for that brief or business problem that they have pitched to the students. So this is a really great opportunity for students, creative students, to showcase their ideas, but also showcase their creativity, their leadership skills within the classroom, and gain that extra experience that they need once they finish their qualifications. But we also have international work opportunities as well, and internships. So a lot of our courses don't have compulsory internships, but students still have that opportunity to go and receive or obtain an internship with a partnershiping company, or even one outside of RMIT that they may be interested in. So a number of employment support that students will have throughout their education is when they are looking for that experience when working. We do have one-on-one career appointments. So these awesome career appointments are there to help with cover letter checks, but also resume checks, and even mock interviews to increase their confidence in their job interviews, but also show them and expose them to different job interview processes so when going for graduate positions as well. So obviously everyone knows that graduate positions have a number of different levels of job interviews. So it's a really great chance for students to have that understanding when going for job interviews as well. We also have drop-in support. So if you need a little bit extra support on understanding job description, they're there to support you on how to word your criteria to certain jobs in industries. But our job shop, like I said, have incredible workshops. So these are usually led by industry professionals that come and speak about their experience, but also speak about the real life work environment and share their understanding of what it's like to be, say, an engineering in certain sectors or a teacher in certain sectors. So it's a really great opportunity for students to hear from industry professionals as well during their time at RMIT. But also work integrated learning. So as I did mention, we do have practical placement for those who are doing professional courses. I guess you want to understand, like, oh, does my child need to set up their own work integrated learning? Will they be supported? Well, yes, they will be supported. We do have an incredible work integrated learning team that are there to help with the process of finding a job, also showcasing different jobs that are available to our students via Career Hub, where students can apply. So it's a really great opportunity for those work integrated learning support officers to be there to support students even throughout their placements. Their lecturers, their teachers also check in on them and to ensure that their placement is going well, that if they need any assistance with their assessments, as well as they will need to write some essays or reports during their work integrated learning. But also, as I did mention, industry connections throughout your studies within the classroom, but also outside of the classroom. And then RMIT credentials. So this is a great opportunity for students to gain some extra credentials outside. So all those little soft skills like emotional intelligence, they can do online courses to understand what it means to be the next leaders, but also to be emotionally connected through their work as well. And then global experience. So RMIT has over 200 partnerships in 49 different countries around the world. So students have the opportunity to go overseas and take their education with them. So they can do a study tour, which is usually 3 to 4 weeks overseas. So they usually go with the same people within their classrooms, which is really a great experience. So our associate degree students in fashion went over to Paris Paris, where they had the opportunity to go and study at the School of Fashion over there. So it's a really great opportunity to see that the France culture, but also have an incredible time in the fashion world over there. We also have an opportunity for students to do study abroad for a whole semester, or even a whole year if they don't get too homesick, and if you don't want to let them go, if you want to let them go for a whole year as well. So there is that option there. So with that, they will enroll with another university overseas, and they will do their studies over there. So that will be considered for credits over here in Australia and RMIT. So they'll be able to credit that off their bachelor or their bachelor degrees at RMIT. So it gives you a peace of mind as well that they're just not going over there and learning for a whole year and not receiving those credits. So it's a really great opportunity as well to experience the world through their education. So we do have a number of support services for your child if they do decide to choose RMIT. So everything from academic support, financial support, health and well-being. So there is a number of different things such as academic support. So we do have incredible library support officers that are there to help with anything such as your maths, writing skills, presentation skills, assessment checks as well. So they are there to help students understand the requirements for certain courses if they don't understand fully. But these are drop-in centres where students can show up and get a little bit of academic assistance by academic specialists that we provide for them. But we also have peer-to-peer mentoring and academic support as well. So SLAN's mentor and study help. So they're high achieving students that will be able to assist students who need that extra support in their first or second year with the theory or exam revision. And then we also have, as I did mention, the work careers before on that page, but we also have housing and accommodation. So those who are thinking about relocating to Melbourne, we do have a number of student support, accommodation places here in the city, so that we have about 10 providers in the CBD. Then we also have our on-res experience at our Bundoora campus. So we do have that on our Bundoora campus, so students can go straight to a class from their room. So it's about a 100-metre walk to their classroom, which is nice to know. But also there is scholarships available which are currently open. So you can jump over to our scholarships page and check out all the different scholarships that are available for your child. So that can be from academic, equity based, but also even elite athlete program. So definitely check out those different support services. But those as well, we do have our equitable learning services. So those who may have an illness or disability, they are there to support you, to assist you with anything from extra assistance within the classroom. You might get a scriber within the classroom. You might get some additional assistance throughout exams. So our equitable learning services are there to support your child if they do have an illness or disability through their qualifications here at RMIT. So let's get down to business. So how does my child apply for RMIT? So I'm going to walk you through the application process for students to apply at RMIT. So obviously we need to find an RMIT course first, or courses, and then apply. And then we're going to talk about B's, C's and scholarships, change of preference, and then RMIT course offer. So we'll definitely go into more detail throughout this section. So if you do have those questions, definitely pop them in the chat box. My team are there to answer, and then I'll have some time afterwards to answer them for you as well. So how to find an RMIT course. So we do have a number of different tools and websites, but also if you're here at Open Day, jump over to our incredible Open Day platform, speak to those academics, speak to those current students, check out those videos, but also check out our webpage. So our RMIT Study With Us page is all the interest areas that are there displayed and shows everything from prerequisites, selection requirements for certain courses, but RMIT tools as well. So the things that I mentioned before, such as our Pathways tool, our ATAR course finder, and so forth. So you can definitely find an RMIT course there. But we also have the VTAC course pages. So we're all over there. So all of the VTAC codes are there. So your child will be able to find a course that they're looking for on our VTAC pages. So prerequisites and selection requirements. So those who are interested in engineering science at RMIT, they may need to consider completing math methods, physics, chemistry, or biology. So where does your child look for prerequisites? Use the RMIT website, Study With Us page to help you search. So on a web page, you'll see the entry score. So for our Bachelor of Engineering Mechanical Honours, you'll see the ATAR here, but also the duration, the location, and then the fees as well. But you can change between local and international students. And then with the admissions to find those prerequisites, as you can see here, selection criteria. So you'll see under there the prerequisites required. So you can see that English is required, but also math methods or specialist. And then we have our prerequisites and selection tasks. So our selection requirements for our creative subjects. So we've got our architecture, design, fashion, or communications, for example. They will require a different method of requirements. So our selection requirements for these courses may include a pre-selection kit, a folio, interview, or a design task. So I'll go into more detail on what is required for our creative subjects at RMIT. So the pre-selection kit. So this is your personal information. So your application statement. So this is everything from employment to voluntary work, but also a design exercise. So clear instructions of what they want you to include on how long it will take. So I will show you where to find this information very shortly, but that is just the pre-selection kit, what it will include. So the folio will be a statement. So this is where we want to know about your interests, the aspirations of your child to go into this qualification, what they hope to get out of their studies with us. But also the folio, so specific numbers of pieces or body of works. Definitely check out the terminology on those pages, depending on which interest area they want to go into. So it will be a great opportunity for your child to express their creativity through their portfolios. But also we have their VTAC personal statements. So obviously the motivations for study, work experience, community experience, academic performance, languages other than English, and overall relevant information. And then we have interviews, so usually conducted in person, but obviously with the current situation, it's looking like it may be conducted online. So we'll have opportunities for students to still continue those interview processes with our selection officers. So where does my child look for selection tasks? So Bachelor of Communication, if a course page does have a range of criteria, then you know that they have a selection task. So on our page, you'll go on to admissions and it'll come up with the selection tasks included. So these have just recently come available from Monday the 3rd. So they are live on our webpage, so you can see what they are included. So it's in very detailed understanding of what is needed for these folios. So definitely check them out, sit with your child and go through it and make sure you understand it and translate it to each other, and then ensure that they get it in on time as well. So they'll have their deadlines there that they'll need to meet. So applying, so semester 1 VTAC, so our Victorian Tertiary Admissions Centre. So they do have some very important dates. So this is where we need to pay a little bit more attention. So our timely application. So they Thursday, the 3rd of August to Wednesday, the 30th of September. At 5 p.m. So it will cost students $41 to do a timely application. So we need to ensure that students pay their fee and have their application in before the 30th of September. And then late application. So if they don't meet those times, as you can see there, they will be on Wednesday the 30th of September to Friday the 6th of November. If they do make an application between these times, they will be penalised with the $119, where they will need to pay that extra little bit of money. And then very late applications, so Friday the 6th of November to Friday the 4th of December, students will be looking at to pay $155 if they make an application between these times. So I do express that you make sure that you follow up with your child and ensure that they pay for their VTAC fees and get their application in on time. So students can allocate up to 8 different preferences on their course, on their VTAC application. So as you can see here on a little diagram, I'll go through this first. So preference 1. So this is treated as a wish list. So you really want to ensure that your child puts their #1 course at the very, very top. So that might be, say, for me, it was a Bachelor of Business majoring in Human Resource Management. And then in second, you'll put in another one. So I also wanted to go into economics. So I put economics second. And then in third, I put in some pathways. So I put the associate degree in, and then I put in an advanced diploma and so forth. So definitely it's a really great chance for child to put in their exciting courses that they may want to go into at the very, very top. So all courses have a 10-digit code that ends in 1, 2, 3, or 4. So the last digit of the codes do have a different indication on the types of course of the course and the fees. So there is, so #1 will vary as well. So domestic students, #2 will be those with, those who are going for fee supported places, and then 3 will also be those who are international students but full fee students, and then in 4 we also have it will be upon the application of the university. So courses should be entered in order of preference, as I did mention before, treated as a wish list. Students must be prepared to do all courses listed on their preference list. So for international students, so you will apply through VTAC for our higher education. So that's our associate degree and bachelor degrees. So make sure you do a VTAC application, and you will need to have the same academic entry requirements as domestic students. You will need to ensure that you have the English requirements and other requirements such as the portfolio and interviews as well. And then those who are looking into doing popping in pathways, you will need to also apply directly via StudyLink. So all our vocational education programs or packages as well. So I'm going to touch base on fees here. Now, just keep in mind that our Education Minister has made changes and they have not passed the legislation just yet. So this is what the ideal 2021 bands of fees will look like for bachelor's, associate degrees and honour programs. So this is across Australia, so changes to fees of Commonwealth supported places. So those in these different areas are looking at what the courses will cost per standard year. So for example, if you're interested in nursing or teaching, you're looking at paying $3,700 per standard year, up to. So it may even be cheaper than those. And then again, so architecture, environmental studies and health, we're looking at the $7,700 per standard year. And then so forth, so medicine and also your arts and commerce and communication, economics, humanities. So you're looking at the $14,500 per standard year. So definitely do pay close attention to the fees that are coming out. That will be approved by the Education Minister very shortly. But like I said, this is only just an ideal standard of what these clusters will look like for 2021 for your child. But also for vocational education, so our TAFE program. So how much you'll pay will depend on whether you're offered a Victorian government subsidised place or full fee places. So you can find that out on our web pages or chat to our staff and they will be able to tell you exactly how much you will need to pay. But recent changes as well have been made to the vocational programs at RMIT. So they'll be able to, there will be capped, so access government subsidised to support the cost of their courses. But also our free TAFE, so RMIT is one of the only institutes that offer free TAFE online at the moment. So it's a really great opportunity to see if your child will be available for free TAFE in the future. But they now are capped with limited places and fee support available in certain courses. But also check out if the students are available for consider a concession on certain courses as well. So they may get a little bit off their fees. And then also we've got HEX Help. So this is where the government will be able to loan students that are going into higher education to pay their tuition fees. So students who are looking to go into higher education, they will need to pay back their loan once they they start earning over a certain leverage. So we're looking at the moment for 2020 to 2021, we're looking at $46,520 to be precise. So once your child starts earning over that amount, they will start paying back their HEX debt. So it's a really great chance as well. In case you're not, if you can't afford to pay for that full education right now, it's a really great peace of mind to understand that the HEX Help is there to apply for those who are eligible for. And then we also got VET student loan program. So eligible students must be applied for an eligible diploma or advanced diploma program, and they must be an Australian citizen, permanent humanitarian visa holder, hold a New Zealand special visa, but also a resident of Australia for a duration of their time. And they'll be assessed by as being academically suitable to undertake our program. So we're going to talk a bit about C's applications. So your child may be eligible for some C's. So we've got our categories that are here. So this will be conducted through VTAC. So your child will only have to fill out one VTAC, one C's application if they do fall in under any of these categories here on the list. So if you do need that extra little bit of support, so this with the C's application, it will be there to support your child to get that extra bit of support and understanding to ensure that if they don't meet the ATARs required for a certain course, they may be eligible to gain some extra points if they fill out that C's categories. And then change of preference. So BCE results and ATAR scores released on Wednesday the 30th of December. So happy New Year to you all. So it does, they do release at 7 a.m. online. So a really nice early morning wake up, an exciting time for those Year 12 students. So change of preference. So this is where students will be able to rearrange their change of preference, which I'll go into more detail in there. But the important dates you need to consider, so Wednesday the 30th December to Monday the 4th of July, 12 p.m. So during this period of time, your child will be able to rearrange their preferences list if they want to, if they got a bit more than what they expected on the ATAR, and they might want to go into a different course now, or if they might have missed a little bit off the ATAR, they might want to pop it into another preference at the top. And then change of preference round 2 will happen between Thursday the 14th of January and then Monday the 21st of January. So the first round offers for RMIT University will be made on January the 14th at 2 p.m. and then the second round offers will be made on Monday the 1st of February at 2 p.m. So the change of preference, so what is change of preference? So change of preference, also known as COP, is the time where students have the opportunity to add or subtract or rearrange those course preferences. Like I mentioned before, the ATAR, they get a better ATAR than what they expected, or if they missed the mark or didn't meet the study scores for certain courses, then they might need to rearrange their preferences in that way. So it's definitely time to be realistic and consider pathways during that time, but also students still must have met the prerequisites and extra requirements on any courses they have added, so those pre-selection kits and so forth. So RMIT services will be available to students via phone. So students must still meet their prerequisites, as I mentioned before, and extra requirements for their courses. So during the change of preference, there will be a RMIT hotline and RMIT chat for you to speak to us and to have an understanding of any other courses that you might need an understanding of when rearranging those preferences. So obviously it is open day. Questions you might want to ask to our academics and current students throughout today. Things such as what do selection officers look for when selecting students, what type of students are suitable for this program, and what career outcomes are completed for this program. So it's a really great understanding to have your questions ready and go in with an open mind and understanding of what is expected for students. But that concludes my presentation. We do have some time for questions. I'll hand it over to my team.
Thanks, Teresa. Actually, change of plans. We're going to go back to you to end the session because you've actually covered everyone's questions throughout the session with all your information. So, there we go. So we'll head on back to you to close up the session. Thanks, Teresa.
Oh, well, that's so good to hear that. Hopefully done a good job. So I just want to thank you all for joining me and my team today, and thank you for coming along to our open day this weekend. But do jump over to our open day session, open day platform, chat to our staff and students and hear what they have to say, but also check out those cool videos. But I would like to also say thank you and for joining me, but also good luck and stay safe to you and your child. You are doing an incredible job with all the changes that have been happening through Victoria at the moment and around Australia and around the world. So I do wish you luck, and hopefully we get to see you both at RMIT very shortly.